Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Rogue Valley Rogue Players as we get ready to play and record Session 8 of Valley of Famine. My name's Ben. I'm here with Rosemary, Austin, Nick S., and Ed. Our guest star, Trisha, was not able to join us tonight, but probably, hopefully
next week.
That'll be fun. So, we're going to pick up... Oh, no, we're going to do introductions. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
It's my own show, and I don't remember the format. My name's Ben, and I'm playing the Marshal. That's Game Master for anyone who is, for some inexplicable reason, just jumping in at this juncture. Y'all should go back to Episode 1 of Valley of Famine and listen there.
I'm Rosemary. I'm playing Rachel Jane Kennedy, Deputy and hexslinger.
I'm Austin, playing Macario, the now sad clown.
Aww.
I'm Ed. I'm playing Railin Daisy, the mad scientist, weird scientist with the railgun.
Woo! Both are true.
Yeah.
I'm Nick S. I'm playing Haru Matsuhara, the samurai.
All right. When last we left off, y'all had just gotten back to Jacksonville after going out to Crater Lake to fight the spirit of Lao, the Klamath god of the underworld, or one of the Klamath gods in the world. I'm not sure if they have multiple. Y'all got fairly beaten up, at least maybe mentally. Haru almost had a heart attack. Did have a heart attack, actually.
Yeah.
Survived
Yeah.
having the heart attack. Deputy, you almost had a heart attack.
I'm on a week of bed rest.
Yes. Now that mechanically you're fine. So
Yes.
if you want to do things, you're good to go. But story-wise, you've been ordered for a week of bed rest.
Yeah. I think Haru would have taken it seriously. Had to do a lot of thinking and reflecting on
Sure.
things.
When you got back to town, you
There was a mob.
you found Sheriff Ross kind of facing down a mob of angry farmers and rangers who were claiming that the Hanleys of the Willows were basically either paying off hired help or driving them off for some inexplicable reason.
Probably money.
Probably, in the hopes that they could get a better harvest, maybe. You're not... The logic of that is basically impossible to follow because they wouldn't really benefit from screwing over anyone else's harvest. Maybe possibly to be the sole providers of food in the valley, but that sort of thing just seems so blatantly obvious that you couldn't possibly get away with it, and so that's where the logic fails.
Okay.
And people do stupid stuff all the time, though.
True.
I mean, look
Because
at
logic
Jonathan
fails.
Graves.
Because logic fails. There was a mob. Ross was able to disperse them without violence, although he used the threat of violence to kind of like, okay, if you're all planning on breaking the law and going all crazy lynch mob, me and my gun got something to say about that. And so they broke up, they went home, but Ross went over to the Willows. With Scout, actually, to kind of keep watch there, make sure no one showed up and tried to make any sort of mischief. And so, Macario, you made it back home, but you were asleep in the barn because you were exhausted, you had fatigue levels. You passed out on Guapito en route to your house, and Guapito's a he, right?
Yeah, it's a male horse with a very ugly face and always a nose that's dripping snot.
Yeah. So Guapito knew the way, and he got you back home, just kind of like dumped you off in the hay and the...
I kind of imagine Guapito having like a little sombrero between its ears.
He maybe has like it almost looks like a sombrero, but it's just his hair sticking up in the wrong way.
Your horse.
He shouldn't be alive. He's an abomination, but Macario's abomination.
Daisy, you probably go on back home, your new house in Medford. Jonathan's not there. I don't know. Does Jonathan have a key to your house?
Do we have keys on our house?
No, I'm not sure.
They would have like the latch keys and stuff.
Or do they have just bars that went?
No, they're
across?
probably.
I know they had keys and
Nicer
locks.
Yeah.
Those have been in
Yeah.
existence for a long
They
time.
made keys
Yeah.
back then because, like, all the rail trains would have had like a lockbox. With
Yeah,
Yeah.
but did you put that on your house? You know,
You
how
had-
prevalent was that on the front door of your house?
You could. Well, it depends on how wealthy you were.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
really
that.
what it came down to. Is like poor people probably not.
Yeah.
Poor farmers, they had people with guns on the house like most of the time.
Right.
I think all of us, after having been attacked by the literal living dead, might have put locks on our houses if that was an option.
You hardly count as poor people because you
No.
have
Yeah.
that
Well,
ridiculous
and-
bounty.
Like,
Yeah.
I live in a hotel.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So I imagine you have a you probably were. You're definitely rich enough. Maybe in the short term.
Yeah.
To have a lock and key installed in your house.
Do I got a key to Jonathan's place?
To Jonathan's?
Yeah.
Probably.
Mm.
Well,
you
Probably
go
one of
into
those in
a
your
back
place.
room.
you have the key to whatever room he happens to be staying in.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan doesn't really have like a permanent residence. He's just kind of.
I was going to say,
whenever he's in town, he's
Yeah.
staying at the inn or the saloon or what have you.
I just keep imagining John.
No, that's fine.
No, it never makes it to the jail.
Dang it!
I just imagine like Jonathan, if he had a home, you like find a back room, you just don't go in there, and you're like, okay. And eventually, your curiosity spikes. You open the door, and there's just plans of all the stage coaches that he's ever robbed, just all over the walls. He's just like, told you not to go in there.
Well, Jonathan's not in town.
Okay. Well.
Is basically the long and short of what I was going for
Yeah.
there. I think we're gonna do this way. So, Rachel, you're riding out back to your house. You've got Isaac with you. You're tired.
I have a level of fatigue.
Yeah, level fatigue. You're beat to shit. There's a fire lighting outside your house, and you can ride out
Like
like a campfire.
Oh, okay. On the ground.
Yes, on the ground.
Is there someone by it?
And there is. There's a figure sitting next to it.
Is it someone I recognize?
Give me a smart roll. Alright. It's modified 4. You recognize him. Scout.
Scout? Made a campfire?
No, Scout.
Scout, not Scout.
The native.
Scout. the
Oh.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
The Indian?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's interesting.
the
I
Tacoma.
heard Scout at
Yeah.
first too.
Oh, did you?
He's on fire.
He became human.
So smart.
Scout's a
Whoa.
villain. He's smart to
no.
build a fire.
Scout.
Oh.
Misheard that.
Ride on up and swing off my horse and just give him a respectful nod and say, because it's night, right?
Yeah, it's night.
Yeah,
It's
campfire.
Don't say how.
No, I will say evening.
Good evening, Deputy.
What brings you here?
Your success. I felt the influence of the wicked spirit fade, and I was able to perform the rituals I needed to perform. I thank you. It was a service well rendered. I'm here to repay you for that, although I see you have a companion.
Yeah, this here is Isaac. We found him out in the woods up on our way to. I don't know the word here.
Giwas?
Giwas. His parents are dead.
Ah, that is unfortunate. I am sorry.
I am too.
Is he staying with you?
For now, at least, till we can find a home for him.
Then I think it's perhaps best if you got him settled inside before we continue.
Until, she's swung off a horse and, Isaac gets down too. I think if she takes him inside, probably Because he's got to eat something too.
He's
so.
late. He's like, I'm not really hungry. I'd like to just sleep. Who's that engine?
That is Skell. He is the one who sent us up to the lake.
Oh. Well, I guess he must be okay then, because he wouldn't have come and saved me from that big bear thing if he hadn't sent you.
That's very true. Look, don't have much, but if you're hungry, help yourself to some food.
Okay.
She's gonna pull. Actually, I'm trying to think where he's gonna sleep because she's just got her bed.
You got a couch?
No. She's gonna say, "You can take the bed, Isaac."
Okay.
So I felt like the little stable area.
Yeah, you get a little spot for your horse.
Probably got like a little rocking chair you can snooze out
Yeah,
in.
or she might just sleep on the floor.
You probably have a
Chair.
rocking chair for sure.
I mean,
For sure.
for those who don't know, old Wild West homes did not have the best insulation.
This is true.
You would want to
Yeah.
sleep in a chair.
Or I could just...
And plus,
No, because I don't want to leave him in the
probably
house
wake
by
up in
himself.
pain.
I was going to say, I could go and stay at my sister's, but I don't want to leave him by himself in the house.
That's true.
So
Or you could drop him off at your sister's.
It's too late for that. They were already at the house.
Okay.
So maybe the next stable.
So yeah, you
Get
get
him
him
all situated.
You get him situated, and then you come back outside, and Skell's still sitting by the fire. He's sitting close to the fire.
Oh,
And
okay.
you're not quite sure how he's able to just
Not
sit
catch
right.
on fire.
Yeah, well, not quite like catch on fire, but like it's definitely got to be uncomfortably hot. It's a decent sized fire. It's not like a raging bonfire sort of deal, but it's a good size. Please sit, deputy.
Alright. She's gonna, take a seat by the fire.
Closer,
How close?
as close as you can withstand.
Okay. Should I make a roll for that, or?
If you want to, he's just going to keep asking you to sit closer until you get to where he wants you to be.
Okay. She'll scooch up close.
Alright, take 8d6 damage.
Roll an agility roll to see if you catch on fire.
There we go.
You succeed.
So he gets you to sit across from him and to sit basically uncomfortably close to the fire. It's hot. You can feel it just blasting against your face. Your eyes are watering a little bit. And then he begins to chant in the Takilma tongue.
Okay, I was gonna say, before he starts chanting, she's gonna turn to him and say,
Or look up at him.
yeah.
He's right across
Oh,
from you.
okay, right. She's gonna look up at him and go, I'm not sure what this is all about, but, as far as I'm concerned, you don't owe me anything. What our people did to you, I mean, you're right. I really got no right asking you for any sort of help.
While I hold your people responsible for the atrocities committed against mine, you personally have not, as far as I know, been party to these. And you, as I have said, have done a great service not only to myself, but to the people of this valley, regardless of their race. And there may be need to call upon you and your friends to combat more of these spirits in the future. And if that is the case, I would have you whole and able to carry on the fight, if you are willing.
Well, can't say I've ever done anything like this before, but I guess I'm willing.
There's that heroic.
Yeah, heroic.
My first instinct was going to be, there's more.
And then she's gonna say, I don't suppose there's anything you can do about, and she's just gonna gesture to the scar that runs along her face.
I am sorry, but that wound runs too deep and too old. I can do nothing for that.
I understand. Just a thought.
Does the one who left that there still breathe?
I don't know.
Well, that changes nothing. They can do nothing about it, I'm afraid. Let us begin the healing ritual.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, he starts chanting in Takelma. Go ahead and give me a vigor roll.
At -1.
Yep, for your fatigue.
That is a 6 with the fatigue modifier.
All right. Yeah, you're sitting there in the fire. You're really hot, but you manage to persevere, and you have no idea what Skell is saying, because you don't speak the language, you don't understand it. And you start feeling kind of like your eyelids are getting heavy. It's getting hard to keep your eyes open. You're drooping. You're kind of like starting to lean forward, and then like you lean forward like you're nodding off, and it's like, oh, it's hot.
Right.
And then you repeat that
fire.
a couple of times, and then you finally find a balanced spot where you don't really have to concentrate on sitting too hard, and your eyes finally kind of close.
You describe falling asleep anymore, and I'm going to fall asleep.
All right, make a new character.
The deputy goes face versus the fire.
Good thing there's a burning face got rid of that scar.
Keep going. Wow. Okay. That's not how I picture her going out either.
Yeah. Your eyes open. You have no idea where Skell is. You sit on a dark, dusty plain. The fire before you is a ghostly cold blaze that casts hardly any light at all, and absolutely no heat. The white flames. The sky and land are black, and there's no telling just where the horizon is. It is cold, and the tall prairie grass blows in an unfelt breeze. There are no stars in the sky, save for what looks like maybe a beacon or a fire off in the far distance, like the guiding light of a lighthouse.
Skell's not around.
Skell's nowhere to be seen, and dust everywhere. You wake up, you kind of turn to look, and there's like dust shifts and drifts off your shoulders if you've been sitting there for God knows how long. There's no sound on that dusty plain.
She's gonna stand up.
Dust spills.
Didn't you make a spirit
Pours
roll
off
for
you.
this?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Not yet.
Great. She's gonna
Roll is negative 20.
Right. She's wiping the dust off. That whole like brush the dye.
And it just pops.
Yeah. She's gonna.
It's thick. It's almost like sand.
She's gonna look around for Skell and call out his name.
You call out. Your voice sounds flat, empty, as if the air itself doesn't carry.
No response from Skell.
No response.
She's gonna check to see if her
Guns are there,
there.
covered in dust.
She's gonna take one, pulling them out, basically try to get the dust off of them.
They clean off pretty easily. Give me a notice roll.
Nope.
That's fine. That's good enough.
No.
Just barely, but.
Well, that's 2 because I'm a -1.
Oh, that's true.
So should I bet?
Well, no, don't bet it.
Oh.
So at first you're focused on checking your guns. You pull the hammer back and you pop the cylinder.
Right. Yeah.
Cleaning
Checking
them,
the cartridges.
getting them all dust free and
Right.
free. And so you don't notice the shape that appears out of the darkness. It starts circling just beyond the light, the pale, cold light of the fire, until you hear there's this guttural growl, almost hear.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, sounds like my cat purring.
Can I tell what direction that sound is coming from?
Right behind you.
Alright. I'm gonna spin around.
Spin around. You can barely make the shape out of it, but it looks like roughly like a large, dark colored wolf, but it's the size of a horse, and it's prowling on you, just beyond the edge of the light. And you kind of see the firelight glint in his eyes as it looks at you. Cold black eyes.
Couple dollar signs.
And it's just circling.
It's land jaws.
But isn't made a motion to attack me yet?
Nope.
Rachel's gonna show the wolf her guns and then slowly like crouch down and like lay them down on the sand.
Okay. Its eyes shift to you, and it steps forward a little bit. It's not really in the light, but you can almost kind of make out its facial features. And its eyes lock with yours, and they shift to a point beyond yours, and its snout draws up in a snarl, and you see these wicked obsidian teeth glinting in the firelight. But it's looking at something past you.
Okay. Oh, like over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I want to turn around and see what's behind me. Rachel is gonna very slowly and carefully just hold her hand out, like how you do with a dog that you don't know, and just hold it out and then like bow her head respectfully.
It retreats into the darkness and backs up. You don't think it's left. It's still prowling around, but it's falling back. And you hear footsteps behind you in the dust.
Okay. She's gonna, now the wolf's kind of moved off, she's gonna pick up her guns, calmly turn around to see who's behind her.
A tall, gangly figure steps into the light of the fire. Its vile smile splits its face, its sockets burning with hellfire. Its hands are twisted and broken, fingers ending in vicious claws. "Hello, Rachel," says Paul.
Ah, shit. She's gonna shoot him.
Alright. Deputy, you got ace of
Nice.
spades. Paul got, wow.
Holy shit.
Ace of hearts. So yeah, you draw, you shoot. Do you have quick draw?
I have a quick draw holster.
Okay, so at -1. Oh, no. You said you had your guns out because you were cleaning them and you kind of set them down to the side.
Yeah.
So you've got your guns.
Yeah, and I picked them up. So
Okay, go ahead.
so am I shooting?
Mm-hmm.
9.
Nice. It's going to hit with a raise. Does it? Yeah, it does.
It should.
6
She's deflected.
plus 1.
Oh, excuse me. You need to make a fear roll first, actually, -2.
Oof.
I'm so glad about my spirit.
Yeah. We got spirit. Yes, we do.
Does she get to add her grit?
Yes. You always add your grit to fear rolls.
9
Oh.
plus 2.
Well, I wish I would
It's
have done
negative
that.
2.
Minus 2
Yep.
is 9 minus
It's 9.
1 for fatigue, right?
Yep. And it's
It's
still a
8.
successful raise, so yeah, you hold yourself together, even though you see this demonic form of your husband, your ex-husband.
Yeah,
That looks normal to you.
Yeah.
pretty much.
But yeah, you steel yourself with resolve and hate, and you fire and you get a raise. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Well, once again, shit damage.
That's
9 plus
9,
1, so 10.
10. Well, that will shake him. You just fire the one time, or you fire them both?
I would like to fire
Okay.
both if I could.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
want to say that, but that would be nice.
Good to remind us now
Another
that
9.
we had our
Minus 1 is 8. Is that still a raise?
Yeah.
aren't great. Adds to fear rolls because I feel like there may have been a few that I would have succeeded last.
Same damage.
Were you not adding it?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
We only had
10.
one last time.
Again.
well, I know, but I
10
wasn't adding
damage
it all.
We had some major minuses to those.
No, that's. I feel like
Yeah.
it may have been one or two.
Alright, 10 damage. That would be another wound. So you fire once, you see the shot hit him, and he kind of rocks back from that, and then you hit him again.
It's
and you
basically
just-
like, oh, he
in
can
a
breathe.
cloud of shadows.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
And then you hear something behind you.
Don't spin around. Is it ball?
It is. It's reformed at the edge of the firelight. Alright, Deputy, you're on a jack of spades.
Check.
You got the
Ah.
joke.
Uh-oh.
And so he rushes at you with his broken clawed hands out. And just this demonic guttural snarl. And he's going to wild attack you. I think Miles is oh yeah, he's a wild.
I was gonna say I would be shocked if he wasn't a wild card.
Well, well, that's +4 actually.
My
That's
parry
9.
is 6.
9 hit you? Yeah, you said it's 6, so that's going to be a regular hit. I'll take that. Oh, before I roll that, I'll roll something else real fast. Yeah, okay. Now it's going to roll damage. 7. Oh, play wild attack, and his jugger's 7 + 4, 11.
11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
My toughness is 6.
So that is shaken and wound.
I want to try to soak it.
Okay.
Seven? That will soak.
That will soak it, yep.
Right?
So, yeah, he splashes at you, but it feels like it's just a shallow graze. You know, he cuts you across your other cheek with his claws. It's your turn. He's right there in front of your face.
I'm going to do a call shot to his head. Call shot to his head.
Call shot to his head, -4.
Also, it's going to use his parry because you're in melee.
Yep.
Oh, can I cast aim
Yeah.
first?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that first.
Give me a spirit roll on that first, actually.
No, it's 8. Why do you think that's a 10?
Wishful thinking. 3. So, you go to draw upon power for your hexslinger, and it's like it's too much power at the same time, and like there's not anything to draw from at the same time, and the power fails. You're not sure whether it's like the river's running dry, or if there's a flash flood and it's too much to handle.
Oh. Well, we're still going to do a called shot to the head. So, one on my shooting die.
Backhand your gun aside. You got another shot you can use.
That's true.
And so it fire.
She'll pull the other gun around to bear and try the same thing. Ow.
Not so
Mm.
No, she's not going to watch those things.
Alright, yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay, you got 4 clubs, Deputy. Ace of clubs. Slash at you again. Wild attacking still.
Okay.
Actually, first I'm going to roll this other thing. Alright. So yeah, he reformed, and you saw like kind of like a bullet hole that was not necessarily bleeding. You could tell he was wounded, and that wound is closed up.
Oh, shit.
And so he's going to slash you with his claws again. He's wild attacking. Oh dear.
That other knight was really cool. That was cooler.
7 + 2, 9
Yeah.
against your 6. That'll hit. Trailer hit. 7, 9 points damage.
So my toughness is 6?
So I'll be shaken.
Oh, okay.
And it's your turn. You got to roll spirit. It's a 9 to shake. All right, you've unshaken. You can act.
Let's see, it's 2 more shots.
Oh, there's a choker. I was supposed
There
to,
was, yeah.
supposed to reshuffle.
Yeah, we're gonna try another called shot to the head
Okay.
with both guns. Different die. That's a 6
So minus
minus
4.
4, so it's not gonna hit.
Nope. It's not
No.
going to hit either.
So I kind of imagine it like maybe she's, and he's like
You're trying to
maybe
bring
even,
it, and he's just, like-
supernaturally like dodging out of the
Yeah,
way.
definitely. All right, you got 5 clubs. Oh, you got a 4 diamonds, so you can go before he does.
She's just gonna like let loose this scream of anger and just be like, "Why won't you just die?" She's just gonna shoot him, not a cold shot. So 4.
That's not going to hit. Oh, well, actually, because he wild attacked, so it'll just barely hit.
So
6.
7 damage.
7.
Because it's +1.
You shoot him square in the belly, but he doesn't seem phased by it.
Oh.
You have another shot. I believe.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna take that other shot. 6.
6.
Is it just a hit, right?
Yep, just a hit.
8
8.
plus 1, 9.
9. Alright, you shake him that time.
That's 4 shots.
And grunts in pain. Okay. He's gonna claw at you some more. Ripping and rending at you. While attacking. 7.
I was gonna hit because I have parry 6. Not very.
Nope, hasn't hit with a raise yet. Much to my frustration. 9, 11 points of damage.
Yeah, that's so that's a wound, right? Isn't there technically
6? Yeah, it's going to be one of those.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Are you sure?
Will that give you a Benny?
No. I'm just saying maybe save your pennies.
But I'm taking a wound. Okay.
You're in the spirit world.
It's a fever dream.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, you know what? If you want to, there could be some danger here. Could be consequences. So.
Oh, no.
You know what I feel like? Since it's a
Rolling
fever
it.
dream, spend all your bennies, wake up, you have your bennies again, you know?
Maybe not.
I'm gonna spend it.
Alright.
I don't like the wounds. I've learned that the best defense is not having wounds.
Is it good offense?
Yeah.
Alright, you suck it.
Nice.
You got 10 of diamonds. Oh, damn it. You got 2 of hearts. So go ahead.
I feel like shooting him hasn't really been all that effective.
Oh, your rolls have been shitty too.
Yeah, that's true. She's gonna, she's basically gonna shoot, I think, until she's out of bullets, and then we're gonna come up with a new
Okay.
strategy after that.
You can try the whole Superman technique of throwing your gun.
If
and
I
he dodges
double
it.
tap at each gun, I'm firing 2 bullets, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna
You
double.
fired, I think, 3 shots so
I've
far.
done 4 shots on
4
each.
shots?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to empty your...
Yeah, last.
Alright. Alright. I like it. That's going to hit. Oh, wait, will it?
It's a 5.
It was a
Minus
5.
1, so
Minus
4.
1. But plus 1 for double tap. Makes it 5. He wild attacked. It's still wild attack, so yes, it does hit.
But not with a raise, right?
Right.
Oh,
Ooh,
there we go.
Ooh.
Blown up.
So that's 12 plus 5, 17 plus 1, 18,
18.
right?
Did you get one more attack, or was that your only one?
That was this one.
That was the first one.
But you don't roll for each bullet, right?
No, you don't.
You just get the +1 to the attack.
That's 2
Yeah.
wounds. Shaken in 2 wounds.
Nice.
So yeah, like you again, you put a bullet into his gut, and you put your barrel into his gut, and you fire. You see this cloud of shadowy material just spray out the back, and he snarls angrily in pain.
Here's the second gun.
It's gonna miss.
Yeah, that one's gonna miss.
Alright.
I want to save that last penny just in case.
He's gonna try and unshake. Okay, he makes it because he's got net +0. I'm gonna claw at you. Wild packing again, like he's been doing every round.
What's that? How
That's
much?
7.
So my toughness is 6.
No, that's against your parry. That's
Oh,
to hit.
my parry is 6.
It's 7 minus 2 for his wounds, yeah? Or do they not take wounds if they're...
Hush with your logic. Alright, he misses.
Well, he's some kind of undead.
I kind of
Don't take
like
these
he
enemies.
goes to claw at her, and she now kind of like just sidesteps out of the way with like a cool swirl of her black duster.
Exactly, yeah. But your guns are empty.
Yeah.
Queen of Diamonds. You get the 9 of clubs.
So,
You don't have, well, you can't have speed load yet.
no, I don't. So she's gonna kind of do that like flick of the wrist to spin open a barrel and reach into her pouch and pull out the ghost bullet.
Okay.
Thinking, we're on some sort of spiritual plane. Maybe this ghost bullet will be. She's gonna load that in along with, and then she's gonna grab like just her regular bullets, load them into rage,
Okay.
clink it shut, and yeah, she'll load retribution too if she can.
Yeah, you can. Alright, so you load, and he goes to slash at you again, just screaming his hatred for you. While attacking, it doesn't really good. So he's clawing and swinging at you, and then you hear that guttural animal growl coming off from your right, and that dark wolf-like creature you saw comes bounding forward, and as it leaps into the light, it basically kind of explodes with this golden glow. It's blindingly bright, and it leaps forward as huge, and it pounces on Paul, pins him to the ground, just ripping and tearing at him. And then Paul kind of like pulls himself clear of the beast and goes fleeing off in the darkness, and this golden glowing wolf chases off after him. And then you wake up,
Okay.
and the fire is burnt out. It's actually like you can see the first few hints of dawn. The sun is rising up over the valley, and Skell is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, she'll kind of do that little like, and then sit up and look around.
And as you do that, you go and wake up, and you realize that for the first time in months, you've been able to draw a full breath of air without feeling pain. And you feel at your sides where those wounds were, and you can't feel the scars. They're gone. So you can have your agility back up to a D8.
Agility's back. Woohoo! So I'm assuming Rachel didn't recover any fatigue with that, since she was literally fighting a demonic form of her.
Actually, you feel rested.
Oh, nice.
You feel recovered.
Yay!
Almost as if someone had cast a greater healing spell on you.
That's really great. But Skell's nowhere around.
Skell's nowhere around.
Gone.
Is the fire still there?
And it burned
Is
down.
my house burned down?
No, your house is still there.
Oh, nice.
The fire is burned out. The campfire is burned out.
Did the 12-year-old throw a party?
It's gonna be off the hook, guys. Except I don't know anyone, so I'm just sitting here with all my invisible pretend friends.
We're gonna roll Isaac in school so we can make some friends.
He's too old for school.
Is he too old for school, or is he too cool for school?
Or is he too old school?
He's old school, yeah. Rachel kind of wants to take a bath or a shower, whatever you did back in those days.
Yeah, you'd probably have to go somewhere for that.
Is her sister's house nice enough that they'd have like a bath?
No, they probably don't have running. They don't have piped water. I think that's still a pretty new.
But you would have a
it's both
tub.
a new thing
You would have
and
a
an
tub
old
and you
thing.
just boil the water and heat it on the fire and then just pour it into the tub.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have that?
The one thing is that you probably don't have privacy because Isaac is in your house.
And he's a 12-year-old boy.
Go outside and play.
No. Again.
Well, I'm just saying, he might,
Isaac-
he might be a little peepee. Oh,
Oh,
that could be
little.
taken so far.
We all know you didn't mean it, but you still said it.
It's okay, it's going to get it down.
Yeah.
So, what's the game plan?
She's gonna see if Isaac's awake. If he's not, she's gonna wake him up.
Okay.
Are you awake?
Wake up.
Wake up. Probably cook up some breakfast.
Okay, what's for breakfast? You're hungry. You're fucking hungry.
We're gonna have some bacon and some eggs, I'm gonna imagine. And
A pound of meat.
grits, right? Whatever you eat for breakfast back in the old day.
Grits.
Yep.
I don't know. Probably not horribly different from what we eat nowadays.
Breakfast, yeah. Some bread.
Oatmeal.
If she's got bread
Yeah.
that isn't moldy.
It's a little moldy, but we eat it anyway because you're
She doesn't have
hungry.
nuggets in her bread occasionally.
Right? Yeah.
Protein.
Protein.
Exactly. Then she's gonna,
Yeah, you eat that all up. So good. What's for lunch? You're already thinking that.
maybe I haven't planned that far ahead yet.
But you're thinking about it.
Well, see, maybe if her sister's got something. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna, saddle up Oakley, head over to her sister's claim
All right.
with Isaac.
What's your sister's name?
Say,
It's a strange name.
I gotta think of a name.
It's actually a Norwegian name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really, I would have. No.
Her name is Cassie.
Cassie. Okay.
Yeah. Short for Cassandra.
So you go over to Cassie's house, knock on the door. It's probably mid-morning.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, open the door. Rachel,
Yeah.
you never come to visit. You live like literally a mile away. What's going on?
She's, the whole sisterly. I'm assuming. I think they're very close. Like, because Cassie would have known, like, the whole situation. Like, yeah, come on out to Oregon. So she's just gonna say, Cassie, I know it's just been busy. This here is Isaac. I've got a favor to ask.
It's not yours, is he?
No. Found him out in the woods.
He's a stray.
Gotta go into town. Gotta check in with Ross. Mind keeping an eye on him?
Sure. Coming in. You hungry, boy? Yeah. Yeah, I could eat.
I mean,
Rachel's
that's
like, see you later. I gotta go get a pack of smokes.
She doesn't want him following her around. She's up to her sheriff in business. She's gonna like crouch down in front of Isaac and be like, "So here's my sister. She'll watch after you. Don't give her no trouble. I'll be back later."
But I
Tonight.
want to stay with you.
All right, here's a costume. Your name's Robin.
Good luck. You're probably gonna die.
That makes Rachel Batman, though. Sounds pretty cool.
That means you're the Joker.
Clark would make a terrible Joker.
It could be worse. You could be King Tut.
This is your transformation moment. You become the sad clown. Now you're gonna be like, want to know how I got these scars on my wrist?
I made the Lady Guadalupe really mad at me. Oh wait, that's the truth. Let me think of a lie.
She's just gonna say to Isaac, look, sheriffing's dangerous business, okay? But I'll be back tonight.
You're the sheriff?
I'm the deputy.
Oh.
I told you.
Oh, that's less cool now.
She's gonna like ruffle, do like whole ruffle the hair thingy. And then,
There's that whole little, he's 12, so he's
Right.
probably at that point where he's like, oh my god,
right?
I wish people
Like,
wouldn't do that.
Stop it. Embarrassing me.
At least you're not pinching my cheeks anymore. Yeah.
My daughter's 10 and she's already tired of that.
She's just gonna say, keep out of trouble.
Okay.
I love how I've adopted a child now somehow.
Well, it makes sense. You lost one and now you've got a surrogate.
Yeah. She actually is friends with children, so.
Macario, you wake up in the barn.
Haru would probably
Yeah.
be distant.
You probably wake up to Guapito licking you in the face,
Or,
leaving snot trails.
yeah, I was gonna say it's not
Oh.
dripping onto your face.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he wakes up and he still feels like hell. Like, maybe he's had a decent amount of rest. He's not as draggingly tired as he was before, but he's just Macario's had some rough days. He took that last little nightmare to heart. Like he as far as he knows, the Lady of Guadalupe basically admonished him and disowned him. But you gotta go on. Life's gotta go on. So he kind of pets Guapito and wipes the snot off his face. And
There's a couple of religious institutions in town, scattered kind of between Ashland and Medford and Jacksonville. There's a church of the Lost Angels. There's probably some other churches of Christian denomination that I have no inkling of.
is the Lost Angels Church like a Catholic church?
Very similar.
Okay, I think he's going to head there then. That would be where he'd want to go to try to talk with the priest and figure out what to do.
The priest there is someone I haven't named yet.
That's also an odd name.
Tonight's just filled with odd names. We got somebody we haven't named yet, and
Oh,
I love how we say that with the head motion.
before I forget, I had 2 levels of fatigue, so I need to roll to heal that or something. Yeah?
No.
Just take them out.
No, you're still cocky.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'm going to
You
say
got
that-
those. Oh no, you stayed away. One of them heals.
One
You
of
can
them heals.
heal one of them.
Okay.
I want to call him Father David Smirnoff, but I don't want to use Smirnoff.
Pop off.
If you name him David Smith, I'm gonna laugh forever.
How about David Inver?
Let's do it. David Smith. Father David Smith.
I want to see Rosemary laugh forever now.
She's starting.
The name of my brother is David.
David.
I figured it was a family member.
Yep.
I was hoping it was your
Not
dad,
very-
because Father David's.
And the Church of Los Angeles, it was based out of no less than Los Angeles down in Southern California until the second Great Quake hit and the whole city got flooded and pretty much destroyed. So that Los Angeles used to be their big holy city where Reverend Grimm led the faith from. But since the loss of Los Angeles, the religion's kind of lost some ground. It's not as powerful or as influential influential is the correct English term there.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
You sure?
Yeah. As it used to be, but those who still follow it try to do their best as they can. And Father David Smith is one of them.
So what's David doing at the moment when I enter the church, when Macario enters the church?
Oh,
What day is it? I was like, what day and time is it? Because it really depends.
Yeah.
let's call it Wednesday. What did priests do on Wednesdays?
We probably prepare for the Wednesday evening
Mass.
service. Mass.
So it's early in the morning. He's probably just got to church and he's like getting his notes ready and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So Macario sees this happening and he kind of knocks on one of the benches.
It's called a pew.
Pew. Pew pew.
He looks up, kind of squints, and says, come in, my child."
Yes, you are the father of the church?
Yes, Father Smith, out of Los Angeles.
Father, I have sinned, and I must confess what I have done.
Okay. He probably makes the appropriate response there.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't know.
That's fair.
But well, tell me. I don't think they have really like what are they, confession booths?
Yeah, that's
Confessionals.
Yeah,
there.
maybe we
But
just like sit
there's
next to
no
each
one
other.
in the church right now, so he just kind of gestures you take a seat on like one of the nearest pews, and sits close by.
Father, I believe I received a divine vision, but I did not understand it, and when the time came, I chose the path of the devil.
How so?
There was a tree, I thought it was evil, and so I burned it, but I think fire is the tool of the devil, yes.
It can be, but also it can be the purifying light of the Lord.
But how do you know? How do you know what it is?
Well, often God will show you in His own way. Doubt is also often the weapon of the devil.
Doubt? Please, tell me more about doubt.
No!
And definitely make it Lord-friendly with the Catholic religion.
Oh, no.
Listeners, Ben is sweating in his seat right now.
I am. I don't know how to roll play as a Catholic.
Do you want some assistance?
No.
Keep on the guilt. That's what you do.
Keep on the guilt.
You're not
Or
using
the
enough
guilt.
guilt. You're being too nice.
Yeah.
To our Catholic listeners, I apologize.
Honestly,
trying.
they probably agree with us, though.
Fuck, I got nothing, man.
Seriously,
I had an idea, and I realized there's a very Jewish viewpoint, and that is
That's okay. Honestly, this is not real life, so you can go however you want it to go. This could be like that one priest that's like, "No, man, you're fine.
you wanna
Don't
roll
worry
with
about
the
it."
I can offer a
No,
hand.
no, you role play the priest.
Okay.
You go.
Okay.
There we
I was
go.
going to say I grew up with a priest, but then the priest said somebody would be a priestess,
That's
and that's not allowed in the Catholic Church.
Father Davida.
Yeah.
Doubt in the Father, doubt in the Son is a tool of the devil to make the truly faithful lose their way. If you find yourself doubting your faith, you should only cling to it even more.
He kind of rolls up his sleeve and shows the cross that he had etched in his arm after waking up after that horrible nightmare. I tried to do this, but I made a mistake. She yelled at me. He
Perhaps
doesn't
she was
clarify.
Perhaps your view, your vision of Mary Mother. She was trying to tell you one thing and you interpreted it a different way. Perhaps in the future, do a few more Hail Marys and find God again. God will guide you on the path to truly find peace and rest, and no more self-harm. You do not need to show your faith in that way. There are other ways to find faith again. Go visit a schoolyard. Go...
Whoa!
Back you are playing a proper Catholic priest now.
It's things they recommend though, like
Record scratch.
Find sources of innocence. Find things that make the whatever terrible things you've encountered less terrible.
I think Macario and the priest talk for a while, and he ends up feeling a little bit better, but he also just feels like he's made such a fatal mistake that he just doesn't know how to make up for it. So he still leaves kind of dejected, but maybe not quite as bad. Maybe like it softened him up just a little bit.
Yeah. That'd be awfully good assumption. I was also trying to think of this priest because, I'm like, I know what you've gone through, but this priest wouldn't know the things you've seen her and done. So he's like,
Go ahead and make me a smart roll there, Macario.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
This wasn't a Catholic priest at all. He was just some dude in a costume tricking you.
He doesn't make it.
Okay.
The real priest was hiding in the closet.
Right.
This guy was robbing the place and nobody knew.
No, there's just some things about the Church of Los Angeles that you don't pick up on. It seems pretty in line with the teachings of the Catholic Church that you're accustomed to.
All right, Macario, very convinced that this is a normal church, leaves.
Like, he definitely seems earnest.
Okay.
There's no duplicitous sort of, and you probably do know that the priests of the Church of Los Angeles are pretty well known for their fire and brimstone rhetoric, and this guy doesn't really have that. Okay, so yeah, you spend some time talking to the priest. Macario, we just talked to you. Haru. I don't quite have this scene very well planned out, but so what are you doing? Dawn is coming.
I probably would have woken up.
You still have fatigue levels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're sore as fuck.
Yeah. Woken up stiffly.
Never mind the fact that you just had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been a...
Yeah, pretty much everything hurts.
He would have rang his service
your
bell.
teeth even hurt.
Yeah, he would have rang the service bell because
Okay.
and had food brought to the room.
All right. Yeah. You ring the bell, and service is delayed. It doesn't come quite as promptly as you were accustomed to.
I give him about a couple more minutes before I attempt to stand and move to the door. I've got my long john pants on and shirt on, kind of in relaxing clothes. He would have thrown his duster over him before opening the door or checking on anybody because polite and properness.
You go open the door when you hear a light knock on it. You're standing right there, and you hear that sort of.
The door is open.
There's a slight delay, and then the door opens, and Lan Hui is standing there with your breakfast.
Morning, ma'am. I will take my food.
What are you doing out of bed?
I was going to check to see why the service was taking so long.
I apologize for the delay. It took so long because I intercepted it. Please, go lie down.
How did I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. He lays down, where you're slightly propped up a little bit so you
Yeah.
can still eat,
Mhm.
but he's laying down. He's also visibly confused.
Disconcerted.
Yeah, because she apologized. She brought him food.
Yeah.
So he's a little... What are you really doing here, madam?
I was informed by Dr. Isaac Brown that you were... Oh, shit. Invalid. Invalid. No, I know.
Yeah.
Remembering Jonathan Graves. No, she doesn't say invalid because she knows that would be like
An insult.
an insult. Indisposed. And I wanted to check on your status myself.
I have heard. It is difficult. My body hurts all over. I have seen some things that shook me to the core, if I am honest. It is perhaps a good thing that I was told to get some rest.
I agree. Can't have my chief of railroad police not at his very best. And she's like, she she sits down by the bed and she's got the food. And she's not shy of like feeding you herself, but
I think Haru's too prideful to let anybody feed him.
Yeah.
He's definitely like,
And
I'll do this
she knows that. So, but she's being, and you're definitely picking up. She's being uncommonly polite.
Yeah, he's definitely keep watching her movements even like for
Where's the dagger?
like not so much that. I mean, there's a bit of that too, but
Well,
also
I mean, the metaphorical dagger.
Well, both.
Yeah.
Keeping it like just.
What is it that you saw and what were you doing? You left for 5 days.
We left as I requested the aid of Deputy Kennedy and some of the people I have met here in town to assist me in finding any evidence that would point to the assassination attempt on Shenjin. On the route, though, we had a matter important to the young deputy.
Her wounds, I presume?
Yes. And if she were to be aiding me, I felt it only proper to aid her as well. And in the process of aiding her, we encountered something that no mere man should encounter on their own. I do not wish to trouble you with the details. Just know that there are strange and very, very dangerous things.
Oh, I am quite sure. I've seen a thing or two myself, but never anything near so dangerous as that to the men. How is it that I was not informed of your orders to investigate the assassination attempt?
Shenjin told me to move out immediately.
I did not have time to find messenger or inform you myself.
So he suspects me.
I will leave that to your interpretation. I wish to not speak ill of him or you.
At least not in front of you.
And what reward has he offered you in exchange for this service?
I'm trying to figure out how he'd answer it, because I don't think he'd want to share the information.
Officially, she probably doesn't know what your leash is. She's just like, know that she's been offered like part of the leash to hold on to guide, but the real control of the leash is further up the chain. Mm-hmm. Officially. Unofficially, she probably full well knows what your leash is.
He offered me assistance in finding what has been lost.
She laughs. How benevolent of him to offer in return what he himself possesses.
Haru's eyes would shift, like, side to side, kind of in thought. If what you say is true, I will have to, when I am capable, meet with Mr. Shinjin again and have a very long discussion about honor and purpose.
Honor and purpose. You Japanese, you have your head so stuck up your ass, you cannot even see when the dog is dishonorable.
He offers up just a polite smile and head nod and goes back to eating his food.
Shinjin knows no honor. He will never return your stolen daisho. Not for any service rendered.
I can almost say he wouldn't do it for all the tea in China.
Yeah. Yeah. Come see me when you are feeling well, and we will talk some more. Perhaps I will have a little story to tell you.
I will head that way once I am feeling better.
Good.
For now, I'm going to eat my food and enjoy my time away from the railroad.
She laughs, and honestly, you're probably more terrified than anything else, but it almost seems earnest.
When she leaves, with a strange, scary woman, reminds me of my mother.
Yeah, she does leave. Daisy, we haven't visited on what's going on with you yet.
No.
What are you doing? You wake up probably late in the morning.
Yeah.
You had a level of fatigue, so...
I have written down. But
Noon.
I think we all have one level, right?
Yeah, you only had one level, because you had those nightmares and you just weren't sleeping fabulously. And that level is still persisted.
Okay, even after getting a full night's sleep. And
Yeah. It's kind of like that deep bone tiredness that only several days worth of good rest is only gonna relieve it.
Like how I felt after moving.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. All right. So
It's like when you go on vacation, you come back and you're like, oh man, I need a vacation from vacation. It feels kind of like that almost, but maybe worse because you weren't on vacation.
We did not enjoy any part of our trip from home. We were on vacation.
Yeah, vacation.
Sounds like a movie that'd be on like the Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
Hellcation and Hellcation 2.
Yep.
Spring break.
Hellcation 2 Spring Break.
Well, probably the first thing I'm going to do is head down to the telegraph office, look for information about my daddy,
Okay.
all that. See if anyone's coming in, you know.
And Rachel just sent out those songs.
Yes, you did. Trouble is, I haven't quite figured that whole plot line out yet. Been giving it some thought, but I keep getting like too many conflicting ideas. I haven't picked one. What you do is you go down there and you have some returns, but they're all like nothing trustworthy. Just like sightings, like, oh yeah, I saw somebody who fit this description. Give me $10. Stuff like that where you're like, I'm pretty sure this person's full of shit. They're just trying to make some quick money playing on your hopes.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah. Anyway, as you're leaving the telegraph office, maybe as you're heading out, maybe you're thinking you're going to go to over to the Jacksonville hotel and talk to Haru there. You see Jonathan riding into town.
No. Well,
And he sees you on the street and he kicks his horse into like a bit of a trot.
over towards me, or
Yeah.
over towards me. Oh no, Daisy's there, better go away.
No, he's like, this is a delighted look on his face, and he, kicks his horse into a faster trot to get over to you, and he kind of jumps up. Daisy, does he have a nickname for you?
I don't
Or
know.
does he just call you Daisy?
He just calls me Daisy.
All right, Daisy, darling.
What
You
darling?
won't believe the news I got.
Oh yeah, what you hear?
Let's get on over to the saloon for a drink and a place where we can talk quiet like.
All right, spit some tobacco out. Well, that sounds like a great idea.
I don't think he's fazed by the tobacco spit.
No, probably not.
Not at this point, at least.
Just calling her darling, probably not.
He's been kissing on that mouth.
Yeah. So you go over to the nearest the claim. The claim is going to be the saloon. When we're at the saloon, we're at the claim. So you go over to the claim and you get yourself some drinks. It's probably late enough in the morning that it's socially acceptable, marginally.
Alcohol's safer than water.
That's true. That's true.
I was going to say, if you ever slowly drink a saloon like first thing in the morning, depending on who you were.
Yeah. You get a round of whiskey. Jonathan reaches down to his duster and he pulls out his little lumpy looking sack and he sets it in front of you and says, "Take a look at that. Tell me what you think."
Is that Ghost Rock? What's in there?
It is raw ghost rock.
Okay.
What coach did you rob this from?
Yeah, where'd you find this?
Well, while you was out heading towards Crater Lake with the deputy and your friends, I was doing my usual, just a rambling, out exploring, and come across this cave out in the Applegate, you say. I went exploring, because that's what I was doing, and I found veins of ghost rock. Rich veins. And come on back. I took a few samples and I come on back here and I check in with the whoever would sell claim plots.
Jacksonville Mining Authority.
Checked in with the Jacksonville Mining Authority. And turns out that was an unclaimed plot of land. So I put my name on it, got myself registered, got myself a sweet deal mining Ghost Rock. Gonna strike it rich.
All right.
And let me tell you, we got Ghost Rock for days.
Days.
For days, which
That's
is
really
actually
not
is
a lot of
really
Ghost Rock.
modern term.
This potato chip is shaped like a guinea pig.
Very true.
Taking your whiskey away from you.
I'm really happy that you were able to find that chip. You deserve each other.
Pro tip: don't breathe and drink whiskey at the same time. But yeah, it's just that's loaded with Ghost Rock. Gonna be gonna be rich. Gonna be hard work, but I think it's gonna be worth it.
A lot of hard work. How much do you actually know about mining, Jonathan?
Oh, not a thing. But I got my name on the claim, and then I went and I hired a few folk who do know a thing or two about mining.
Well, look at you, a fancy businessman!
Yeah, who'd have thought?
All right.
Who'd have thunk an uneducated person like me moving on up in the world?
Oh, I knew you could do it.
Well, thank you, Daisy. You was the only one.
That's true.
Probably. You put up with me talking about the crazy Shasta aliens in my, chewing tobacco or something like that.
Going to be real busy getting that operation set up. And going to learn me a thing or two about mining as well from the fellers I done hired. But that last job got me enough to get this whole operation going.
Nice. Well, I could put some of that Ghost Rock to good use, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you need it. You can get it.
Sweet.
At a discount price.
Yeah, he does have overhead to clear.
No, he
What a good boyfriend.
I couldn't help it, but no, it definitely gives the implication that you're not going to have to pay him for Ghost Rock. He's assuming, unless you start utilizing mass quantities of Ghost Rock.
Well, if you have any more
She's
trees to
the
burn
mad
down.
scientist.
That's true. That's true. Your house probably includes a lab that you're putting together, and you do some of your tinkering and stuff with.
I figure I got some kind of garage or something like, maybe not garage per se, but
Workshop.
It's a lab.
my house is mostly a workshop.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just happens to be a bed in it.
Even though maybe you don't have the power, you've probably got at least half a dozen different projects and ideas that you're working on at any given time. Whether they come to fruition, you're just like, all right, that came to a dead end, moving on.
Weird scientist. You've got half of things going on. I mean, half of them.
Yeah. But
This one's in the prototype stages.
Someday that's going to make flubber.
Whoa.
More 90s movies, please.
90s.
was that 90s or was that
That's like
The
94.
remake, maybe.
the remake was 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was an old
Oh,
one.
yeah, there's an old black
Yeah,
and
well,
white.
there's
Is
the
it black?
Robin Williams remake, and
That's the one
I
I
never
like.
seen
Oh.
the original. I know.
I've seen the original.
Graves,
Graves, Ghost Rock, mine.
Yes,
Hired.
I'm trying to remember the name for the mine.
What would Graves name it?
That's I had a name for it. And it was
Graves.
brilliant.
Oh.
wasn't the gravesite?
The graveyard. No, was it the graveyard? Was it the? No, it was Gravestone Mine.
Yeah.
How about the Grave Cave?
No. No. I like it, but it doesn't quite work. It's the Gravestone Mine. I already used Gravedigger, so
Yeah.
the Grave Dig. Ooh.
I like the grave dig.
The grave dig. That's
the
what it
right
is.
one.
It is now the grave dig mine? Or
The
just
grave
the
dig.
grave dig?
The grave dig.
Alright.
Oh boy. Mitchell's gonna have a field day when she hears about this.
Oh yeah.
We're going legit.
Uh-huh. You filed a legitimate claim, so
Yeah.
nothing you can do about that.
How'd you get the money to get this claim set up there, Graves?
Okay, that might be a little sketchy.
Don't look at the details.
Yeah.
She's just gonna make the call to the IRS.
Does the IRS even exist at this point in time? Nick,
Probably
Google,
like-
go.
Just the CRS and then the URS or something.
Nick used Google. It was super effective. Came by
1862.
No
Yeah,
shit.
I thought so. Older than you think it is.
Oh man. All right. So you have that conversation with Jonathan. He's all excited about his mine. You probably share a toast. All right, to my good fortune, to our good fortune.
Yeah.
Things are
And,
getting serious.
Yeah, so let's move this scene on. You go to you finish talking to Jonathan, and then you head on over to the Jacksonville Inn to go talk to Haru.
Yeah.
Scene.
Well, beyond Jacksonville Inn's 2-story, right?
Well, I have no freaking clue.
Anyway,
Yeah,
you'd
it is.
probably be directed
Probably.
to my room or whatever.
Yeah. I probably know where it is. We've
Yeah.
kind of been friends for a while here.
A couple months at least.
Yeah. Come in.
Hey, Mr. Matsuhara. I got... yes.
He's lived in America long enough to go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I give up.
How can I help you, Easy?
Well, I was wondering if I could maybe use your assistance in getting some help finding my daddy.
I will, of course, be willing to help you find your father.
Well, I know you have some connections. I know you work for the Iron Dragon Railroad. And I was wondering if maybe I could find a way to meet some of your bosses and ask them if they could help me out with, searching. Or if they know anything.
You're...
I don't know about your strange relationship.
no, I understand. That's why...
Yeah.
You are asking a lot. They are, to put it nicely, very prideful people. Arrogant would be another word.
They keep secrets better than the agency.
I will, when I am better, I am to go see my supervisor Longway. I will ask of her if she would be willing to assist me in this matter. Unfortunately, I do not like them, and they are abundantly aware of this. So the information may come with a price.
I didn't know you had that kind of problems with your employers.
I do not have amicable relationships with pompous Chinese.
Oh.
I will do my best to help you, no matter what, Daisy. You are a dear friend.
Well, thank you. That's yeah. I just I'm looking for my daddy. I'm getting no leads, and maybe these people know something more.
We will find out, regardless if they are willing to help or not.
Well, they may know of him. I mean, my daddy's kind of famous. He invented the railgun. Well, not this kind, but
Kind of just put spikes in the ground, not into
yeah.
people, monsters.
I would be myself very interested in meeting your father, if not just for the ingenuity involved.
Oh, he's a real smart man.
Could you do me a favor and hand me my boots? I'd like to go outside and have a smoke in
You are
the air.
getting smacked behind you, blonde.
You want some air?
Fair enough.
You still hurting? Here, I'll go get your boots.
Thank you.
We're gonna do a little time jump here, back in time. So you probably arrived in town after you drop Isaac off at your sister's, right?
Yeah.
So it's still kind of that early mid-morning hour when you show up at the sheriff's office, and Scout is kind of sitting on the front porch there, thumps his tail, and he sees you, and kind of barks happily. It's a happy bark.
Yay! Got the dog face.
He's giving you this big eyes, like, I'm so happy to see you.
It's not even a real dog, and what do we do to deserve dogs?
Rachel's gonna do like the whole like, who's your good boy? You're a good
Oh
boy.
yeah, he
Like-
leans hard into your scritching.
Yep, give him some scritches.
Rich.
It's Ross inside, Scout.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Oh, she's just like telling the dog like, "Is Ross inside?
He barks in the affirmative.
You drinking whiskey?" What? Timmy's in the well? Oh shit.
Yeah,
She'll go on and
wiggling, waggling.
let's go.
All right.
Go on in.
Yeah, you walk on in. Ross is kind of leaned back in his seat, got his hat pulled over his eyes, arms crossed. Give me a notice roll. Huh?
11.
Yeah, his chest ain't rising home.
Oh shit. He drinks himself to death.
Yeah, there's totally like an empty, two empty bottles of whiskey on the desk in front of him.
Rachel doesn't have healing though. She's gonna try to, she's gonna, like, he's clearly not breathing.
Honestly,
Clearly
you
not
do
breathing.
you do the first thing that most people do.
Yeah, she's gonna like slap him in the face. Ross!
He slumps over limply.
Oh fuck.
Oh, you got your fingerprints on him.
She's
Guess
gonna
you're not the
like,
deputy anymore.
can I try like a default healing roll?
Sure. Yeah.
That's -4, right?
-2.
-2. She's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you're trying to do a couple of things, like shaking him, like Ross, Ross, and it's.
She's like, don't leave me to be sheriff, Ross! Don't leave me to be sheriff! I don't want to paperwork!
And he's cold to the touch.
She's like, Scout!
And you've never really actually touched Ross.
Dr. Dog. Dr. Dog.
Yeah. No, Scout! Fetch help! That's like a command.
And
That's,
Scout just kind of like
Oh,
no!
tilts his head at you.
it'd be great. Scott just ran off and got some whiskey.
Tail thumps on the floor. And you're trying to do stuff, and you go to do like an early form of CPR. I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure when that process was come up with, and you're like, Lena, like I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And you go to
Like the
try
whole
to-
Emperor's New Group. Why me?
yeah. And at the last second, as you're going in to try and breathe air into his lungs, like you feel a hand grip you by the shoulder and kind of push you back.
Oh,
Deputy, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck am I doing? You're fucking dying, Ross!
I personally beg to differ.
We're going to the doctor right now.
No, no, most certainly not
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to the doctor.
Gonna try to convince him?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll persuade with my D4. 9. Ross, you weren't breathing. I think you had a heart attack. You gotta see a doctor.
Deputy? Nope, deputy. Sit down.
Oh, Deputy's about to learn something.
Doctor, get him here.
Sit down, deputy. Pour yourself a fucking drink.
She's gonna glare at him.
I remember
Take the
saying,
bottle of whiskey.
I'm already dead.
Actually, he pulls out a fresh bottle of whiskey because the two were empty in front of him, sets in front of you.
Yeah, she'll.
And then, like as an afterthought, like, oh yeah, searches through some drawers, finds a shot glass, kind of wipes
Rachel
it
is like,
clean, sets it in front of you.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna like pour herself a drink, and Rachel's gonna be like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" She'll pour herself a shot.
All right. Deputy, how much did you notice in your seat?
You were not breathing, Ross. I slapped you in the face. I shook you. I called your name.
You slapped me in the face?
Yeah.
Why would you do that, Deputy?
You're not a
That's
doctor.
downright not nice.
Don't stop changing the subject. You were dead. I rolled in the 11 on my notice, so I know you were fucking dead.
Not dead, but dreaming.
Dead but dreaming, and Ryla sleeping. Wait, no, I said that wrong. Dead but sleeping and Ryla dreaming. That's it.
You weren't responding. You were pushing up daisies. You were 6 feet under.
Daisy's over there.
Never was 6 feet under. Never got the benefit of that. Pushing up daisies? No. Never did that neither. Ain't exactly the breathing type, though, Deputy.
What?
Waste of time.
What are you saying?
Just a waste of time.
Has Rachel heard of heroin?
Roll me an occult roll if you got
I
it.
don't have a
Yeah,
cold.
if you got it, roll me a default. And the answer is strongly no. Yep, nope.
No.
You've never heard of heroin.
Okay.
You've seen some weird thing, but you've never heard of heroin.
Yeah, she just gives him this flat look like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sometimes a person ain't quite finished with the world when their time comes.
What the fuck are you talking about, Ross? What has this got to do with your fucking heart attack? You gotta go see the doctor.
Ain't no heart attack, Deputy. I died.
Yeah, you died. That's why you gotta go see the doc. You were dead.
What year is it? It's 84, right? Let's see, 84, 83, no, that's not 79, 80, 82, 83, 84. Yeah, about 5-6 years ago.
What, 5-6 years ago?
I died 5 or 6 years ago, Deputy.
Well, I'm sure that was very traumatic for you.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic.
But you just,
I was,
your heart stopped. She's in turns like you had like a near death experience, basically, like, you know, like your heart stopped briefly and you were dead maybe for like a minute and they brought you back.
The gears aren't turning. I mean, at least you're not going the other route with it. You've already seen corpses that come back from the dead. You're like, wait a minute.
yeah.
No, that thought has crossed my mind. Not Rachel's yet, because she hasn't quite clicked on what he's saying.
Like permanent, like dead. Not. I almost died. I died.
You're here.
Yep. You cast magic, Deputy.
You saying you one of those zombies like out in the woods? And she's gonna
Ain't not like that fucking Frankenstein novel thing.
That is a
Too far
great
from it, but-
book, by the way. Side note, Ross, we're going to have that discussion later.
Ain't got nothing against the book. Just saying, like, kind of like that, but not really anything at all like that. To be honest, actually, just forget that entire parallel there.
She's got her hand towards her hip. Now she's giving me, like, the shifty eyes. Like, I'm going to have to shoot my boss.
How long have you been here in this valley? A year, deputy?
Yeah.
And what time have I ever? Well, okay, I've always been a threat, but have you known me to do anything that weren't right by the law?
For overcoat, back shot. And then she's gonna just like wheel back and slap you on the face and go, "You son of a bitch!"
He doesn't even flinch. He's just kind of like, you know, that physical, like, Don't talk about my mama like that.
Can't even talk to you right now, Ross. And she's gonna storm out of the office. In fact, she's really
Before
pissed
you get
at
the
it.
door, deputy, don't go tell no one.
Keep your secrets, Ross.
Take it as a kindness, because most folk that aren't aware of the weirdness out there might take their whole share of being an undead the wrong way.
Oh, you think maybe you wanted to warn your deputy about that?
Well, you didn't need to know until you fucking noticed that I was, yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna go have Mia think, and then I'm gonna.
Need a long thing.
Yeah.
Think.
I'm going to the saloon. I need a fucking drink.
you know, that sounds like a capital idea.
You stay there!
Pretty sure I'm still your boss.
She's gonna like storm back in, take a shot of whiskey that she poured for herself and never actually drank, drink it, and then storm back out.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was just gonna have Haru step on the what's it called on the outside of the
The veranda or something.
yeah, and have a smoke from his pipe outside. Daisy could have joined him for that, but I don't.
Did you?
Yeah. I probably could.
All right.
Why not?
So you sit now. You see Deputy Kennedy walking through the streets in a huff.
Oh yeah, she's
Is there something the matter, Deputy Rachel?
goddamn no good for nothing bosses, that's what's the matter.
Yeah.
I do not disagree that bosses are terrible.
This is a general state of truth in the world.
You are pointing out what I think the word is fact.
Mind if I join you?
It is, as they say, free country.
How are you holding up, Haru? Shouldn't you still be in
I am
bed?
still in one piece. That is the best I can say. Spoke too soon.
I thought the doc said you needed to be in at least a week's rest.
I am getting a week's of rest. I am outside smoking pipe, getting
Very
fresh
restful.
air.
Which I'm sure is super amazing for your heart.
Yeah.
Rachel just like mutters something under her breath along the lines of like, goddamn.
Ironically, back then,
Yeah, in their goddamn heart attack. Scout will like come running up to
Oh,
you.
no,
too.
Scout's still at the sheriff's office.
Over there.
Scout's just sat there.
Scout would not do that to her.
Give me
She's like looking
give me
around
the
for a
big puppy
dog.
eyes and thumping his tail, but he doesn't leave the
Okay.
sheriff's office.
She's like looking around like, He's out to be with her, and
Do
she's
you-
kind of surprised that he's not there.
Do you need a drink?
Yeah, you could say that.
I look into the inside of the inn and see if I can catch the attention of one of the people in there.
Yeah, there's probably someone whose job is to keep an eye on folks chilling out outside. And comes walking out. Yes, sir.
Drink for the deputy.
Of course. What will you be having, Deputy?
Good stuff.
All right. I will be getting that for you just momentarily. No worries.
Well, let's just make it around for 3 of us.
Oh, I will be not drinking alcohol for some time.
Tobacco, yes. Alcohol, no. All
But you
right.
know, smoking's good for your health.
Yeah.
All the doctors recommend
All the
it.
doctors.
Back then they did.
Yeah, most certainly. They probably recommended drinking, too.
All the worst things for you.
Actually, I can't say I'm certain about the drinking part. Maybe not.
No, they knew that back then. They knew that when you're having heart issue that you shouldn't be drinking alcohol. Smoking, they had no idea.
I'd like to do a semi-serious scene with Macario real quick.
Okay,
Ooh.
sure. Let's do that.
Sure,
Before
yeah.
we jump back into
We're all
this.
drinking, smoking, and whatnot.
So
Bitching about our bosses.
After that impassioned speech that he gave everyone the night of the feast,
Mhm.
he had buried one more, basically preserved pack of beef jerky.
Okay.
And he remembers it and goes to check on it to see if it rotted as well.
Okay.
See if we actually did cure this whole ailment that the land has had. What does he find?
It's rotted. It's disgusting. It's just like a thing of sludge.
Ugh, God,
Macario kind of like puts
And
his head in
then-
his hands and weeps.
You weep. You're crying. You failed the lady. It's all been for naught. Maybe it wasn't even a real dream. It was just a fever dream. You know, when your arms were broken, who knows?
Maybe his arms were never even broken.
Maybe
Maybe it was
they-
all in his head.
Maybe it was all in your head. Oh my god! And then you're crying. You're just my life is a lie. Everything it was false. And then you feel a light touch on your shoulder, and you hear a voice, Macario, hear me.
I hear you. I'm so sorry.
You look up, and the food that you buried had been made whole and fresh again. Do not forsake me. Forces conspire to trick you, to make you believe that your vision is false. Keep your faith true. Continue the work.
And with renewed vigor, he dries his tears on a very colorful handkerchief and sets off to find his comrades.
All right. So you find them about the same time. They're all sitting there in front of the saloon, drinking and smoking, looking various shades of pissed off.
I've got water.
Haru, good to see you up again. Can I offer anyone some beef jerky?
It would be very difficult for me to chew right now.
I'm like, already chewing.
Rachel's just like
Haru
staring
probably
into
drinks
her.
like rice and oatmeal and beans for the most part right now. He's moving slower than he normally does.
It's like Rachel didn't even hear you. She's just staring into her shot glass, like mumbling under her breath about goddamn sheriffs and their goddamn.
I do know
You
something
didn't tell
that
us
Haru
what to
would
do.
be
Yeah.
getting a lot of
I am
doses
saying
of.
specifics.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I do know something that Haru would actually be getting a lot of doses of throughout the day. Like the doc would probably bring some to the hotel, and he'd have to take it. Codeine.
Codeine?
Yeah,
Codeine or laudanum?
laudanum. I think it may have been laudanum.
Probably laudanum.
Oh, just
Yeah.
old fashioned.
You definitely got some laudanum.
So yeah, so he's probably also a little.
High. Yay, opium.
Yep.
No, not yay, opium. Listeners, don't do opiates. It's horrific.
Yeah.
I have no personal experience, but yeah, it's bad. Don't do it.
They're terrible. They may take the pain away, but then they make it worse later.
Yeah.
So seeing that everybody's ignored him, he'll still just kind of smile and start biting off some beef jerky.
All right.
Rachel's gonna like hold out She's probably a little drunk at this
Pull
point.
up a chair, Macario.
Like, take a drink, Macario. Come join us.
A drink would be nice. And he sits down next to you and pats you on the back. What are we gonna do next?
Is your boss a pain in rear too?
No, my boss. I don't know. I don't know what to say. but my boss. She hired me back, I think. So.
You one of few.
Bosses. If I wanted a boss, I would have stayed with the Denver Pacific. If I wanted a boss, I would have stayed with the circus.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's nothing really else to do at this point.
Deputy, do you have anything you want to say to your friends? You're pretty much like your closest friends in the world at this point.
She's been having some whiskey, so she's like, her tongue is a little looser than normal, probably. So she's gonna like just say something about like,
Go ahead, say it, role play it.
God damn, Ross, fucking, how are you fucking dead?
What? Ross died?
Did your boss die? Did the sheriff?
Who killed the sheriff?
Who shot the sheriff?
Who shot the sheriff?
We will seek justice at all costs, deputy.
I left the deputy with his job.
But that's the thing. He ain't dead, but he is.
You just said he's dead.
I know. I went into the office. He was dead, and then he wasn't dead, and then he told me he died 7 years ago.
I'm confused.
Deputy, what is your drink? Should I drink this?
She's just gonna have like another long swig of whiskey. And that son of a bitch has been dead this whole time. Didn't even tell me.
Is there like some kind of imposter playing the sheriff?
God
What?
damn it, deputy! I
Wait.
told you not to tell anyone.
Whoa,
Is Ross
what's he
there?
doing
Yeah,
there?
you look over your shoulder and Ross is standing there looking at you disapprovingly.
Yeah.
She says you're dead.
You look very well for a dead man.
Right. Keep your voices down. My office now. Let's go.
I grab probably a walking stick that I might have for leaning
I
on.
mean, she's drunk.
Mm.
She's day
I
drinking.
think we're all kind of...
Yeah.
We're all a little out of
enjoying
it.
yourselves.
Daisy's day drinking. That's...
Ross kind of takes you by there. Come on, deputy.
She's, I won't go anywhere with you, Ross.
You're drunk in public and in... Wait, no, I didn't say that right. You are drunk in public.
You're public and drunk. I ain't no public and drunk.
Threw
Ross.
me into public. I want to be drunk in a bar.
Arrest them!
You are drunk in public. Let's get you over to the sheriff's office, and we can all have ourselves a sit down, since you went and told people when I told you not to tell people.
You
Well,
can't.
what?
I am
You're
your
a
boss.
dead man. You have no rights.
Okay, that's it. Keep it on down, deputy.
She's just like,
I am very confused.
it's like rocked her whole worldview that dead people can come back to life.
He gets you guys
I
to...
don't think most of us was truly grasping it.
No, you're all just thinking like, okay, deputy's drunk, whatever.
She's drunk.
She's not holding her
she's
liquor well.
Do you have work for us, Ross? Clearly, deputy is upset.
That is most obvious. Come on. Let's go. Let's have ourselves a little sit down, a little chit chat. It's actually slightly earlier than I wanted to reveal it, but oh well. I didn't plan this session very well.
Yeah. I
Maybe
kind
It's
of
that
figured
low
that
my
out already.
notice roll, isn't
There was
it?
something you kind of let slip last session or a couple sessions ago.
What I let slip?
I don't know, something about, well, maybe not let slip, but made me think, oh, he might be arrowed.
Oh, that was last session.
Yeah.
That was definitely last session.
I don't
And,
remember.
and,
what it
and
was.
all the drinking was kind of like, when I put those two together, it was
Yep.
like, oh, maybe. And then
That was last session. I've been hinting at it, but I didn't want to necessarily.
Oh, the fact that he
bluntly go.
I like now that I hear it, I think the clues are like the amount of alcohol he drinks, and the fact that he like never was ever asleep, ever.
Yeah, that was kind
And he also pretty much just stayed in the sheriff's office, like for the most part.
Yep. And this is 8 episodes in. It's a good time for a big reveal like that.
I know, like, we're playing it off a bit comedically, but Rachel's actually really upset that Ross lied to her all this time. And not only about that, but also that Ross is dead.
It's okay, I got another reveal that's coming up.
When we get into the jail,
There's no one in the jail.
Okay.
Like either Ross has preemptively thrown people out.
So then Haru shambles over to one of the open jail cells and lays down on a cot. Because the sheer effort getting from the inn/bar to the sheriff's office would have exhausted him.
Yeah, that's true. So you get in there, you all settle down. Ross kind of closes the front door, locks it, and then pours out a round of whiskey for everyone.
No, thank you.
All right, sets yours in front of himself. You refuse?
No, I don't refuse.
Macario,
drinking
do you refuse whiskey?
I think he's celebrating drinking at this moment. He's
Okay.
just kind of like,
All right, great.
Yeah.
life's good again.
3 shots of whiskey.
For the most part, Daisy's in a good mood.
Yeah.
She's got good news.
So, what the deputy said is true. Ain't exactly amongst the living.
We're living and you're amongst us.
Well, all right. By that definition, I am amongst the living, but I ain't exactly one of them. I died about 6 years ago, back in 1879, down in Southern California.
You mean like one of those zombie things we encounter in forest?
Not quite. No, not even remotely.
Maybe
slightly.
You haven't. You haven't given me reason to hate you. You are okay.
That is good. I'm pleased to hear that.
Perhaps a Aztec skull or a different skull?
What?
He's trying to like connect the dots. Like, okay, the last time it was like the skull of Attila the Hun.
No skulls.
No skull?
Here we go. And he rolls up the sleeve of his right arm, and you see where his elbow is at. There's just this horrific, nasty hole through there. And there's bits of tendon and muscle stretching through, and it just looks horrendous.
That looks
that
painful.
medically
You might want to see a
be.
doctor.
And ain't no doctor going to be able to help with that. Some friends of mine and I was assaulting a Mexican fort out in the maze. I got plugged.
Sounds way too familiar.
And, had some business of my own that I was not done with. And a spirit on the other side found me, made me a deal. So I came back. Done finished with my business. Decided to do some good with what was left of my eternal life. So here we are.
How long do you plan to live?
Long enough to do some good in this world.
You've done some. You
There
should
is a
rest.
lot of wrong.
Rachel
out
would
there.
make fine sheriff. You done good. You rest.
I
I rest.
Hold on a second.
Keep in mind, Haru is
Probably on
hopped up on laudanum. You're just probably like, oh, everyone go to sleep. Sounds good. Sleep sounds good.
Yep. He's like understanding, but he's not quite understanding at the same time.
Can't rest just yet, but maybe one day. Been looking for folk like-minded like myself, trying to push back against the evil in this world. Got some old friends of mine down in Southern California doing the same thing, trying to get something going on here. Y'all can keep calling me Abraham Ross. That ain't my name.
When Ross says, like, that's not my name, Rachel, like, this look of, like, rage crosses her face. And she's gonna pour herself another shot of whiskey and, like, down it.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of, like, stagger to her feet. And just be like, is anything about you true, Ross, or has it just all been a goddamn lie?
He's been doing good, that's true. That's a good point.
What I've just been saying is true. I am indeed the sheriff of this town. I came riding through here back in 1880. Found this town in the grips of an abomination. I put that shit down hard. Made sure it ain't coming back. But there's something off about this valley. Something ain't right, so I stuck around. Folk needed a protector. That's my line of work. That's what I do. I protect people. What I did back in life is what I do now, even in death. But I am only one man. Undead, perhaps, but one man nonetheless. And I need help. I need help from gifted folk like yourself, folk who are aware of the strangeness out there, folk capable of putting the scary shit down.
We are the strangeness out there, so...
You are.
We are the Stranger Things.
You are some of the strange things going on around here, but you ain't the scariest out there. But maybe you're this valley's chance at protection. My real name is Kane Rose.
Rachel's gonna, like, open her
Would
duster
we have
and take her
heard?
badge.
Oh, certainly not, no.
No, not even common knowledge.
Kane Ross.
Sure, go ahead and roll it for me.
Kane Ross. Abraham.
I'm not sure, since in the other campaign we haven't quite figured out how that story comes to a conclusion.
Yeah, I got 4.
I came to this decision back when we were not quite sure if Dave's campaign was going to keep going or not, and I was like, you know what, I want to keep using this character.
What
So
skill roll everyone?
common knowledge.
Because one of these days,
Probably
Gunther's going to deputize everyone on our crew.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a reason to do it yet.
Yeah.
So
Haru is out of it.
Makes sense.
Haru got an 8.
An 8. All right.
And I'm going to say that he knows this because he lived in Mexico and he probably heard some of the legends of the Mexican War.
No.
Yeah.
So, in the flood area.
You've heard legends of the pale man with the big iron who could fire faster than a Gatling cannon. A man who could take on an entire platoon himself.
Macario.
And you've also heard tales of his friends, of those who traveled with him, the ranger and the mad scientists, the samurai, the shaman, and that crazy dude with the jetpack.
So Macario kind of stumbles back against the door to the sheriff's office and looks terrified for a second, and then he says, "You, I have heard of you. You're the white gunman. No, not white like skin." And he tries to explain like, "You are the one who you took on an entire platoon of Mexican soldiers."
Vuelta pistolero.
Yeah. Well, not exactly alone. Took on a whole fort. I died, to say the least. Very good friend of mine died as well. She didn't come back. Not like I did.
Well, I suppose you are here now to help, and you healed me. You helped me personally. I cannot fault you for what you have done in the past. I was not there. Do not fuck with this man. He looks at everybody else.
And you already know this. Like, you have seen Ross
Yeah.
in action. You've seen how fast he is.
I also have heard of Cane Rose.
Have you?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a 9.
Yeah, you've heard probably in more recent times of the lone gunslinger who come drifting into town when trouble of a stranger sort, and you always believe these are tall tales. There ain't no such thing as Cane Rose. Ain't no such thing as monsters beyond what you've
Right.
experienced. And this guy would put to rights whatever was plaguing a town. This man was known as a monster hunter, according to the tall tales told about him. And sometimes he'd leave behind a few folk with a strange symbol to unite them all. A hand, a palm with an eye inscribed in it. Which
The eye effect now.
I got it right here.
not an eye. I'm sorry, but a strange symbol. A chamsa for those who don't know.
I say we help Abraham Cane Roast Ross with helping good people and stopping bad.
You're just going to be like, go to sleep.
I think we should get Haru back to bed.
Or is it okay if he sleeps it off here?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it back to his hotel.
Are you going to eat him?
What?
Nothing.
No, I'm not going to eat him.
So you did hear. You were asking what because ironically.
I just couldn't. I didn't think that's actually what he asked, and then I realized it was. Did anyone else make their check to know who Cane Rose was?
I got a 4.
You got a 4, so yeah, maybe you've never heard the name, but like
I've heard stories of this guy.
maybe put together some dots.
Nope. Like, absolutely not. I got a 1 and a 2.
Unconscious, so.
Because you're on the laudanum.
The -2, so I got a -1 and a 0. Wait, that means 10, right? That means I did better than everybody else.
No. So there you have it. A little more than what I've seen. Also not quite what I said to be, but can't exactly go right in town and tell people, hey, I'm a dead guy, give me something to drink.
That's going to bring another look of rage across Rachel's face. She's going to, kind of lean forward and go, yeah, but you can tell your fucking deputy after we've been working together for
A year.
a year.
He did
Thought we were friends, Ross.
We are.
Are we?
We're getting there.
She's
We're
gonna
friends, deputy.
pluck the badge from her vest and just say,
if you're about to resign, I'm going to reject your resignation.
She's gonna hold the badge and remember, this fucking means something to me, Ross. Does it mean anything at all to you? Our partnership?
Of course it does, Deputy.
Well,
But-
we'll see.
Let's be honest. The law, as made by men and women, don't mean too much to me.
That might concerns me, Ross.
I'm sure it does, given I'm supposed to be the sheriff around here, but what does concern me are the things that should not be. My job is to put those things down. And I am passing that responsibility on to you all as well. And as I said, one man can't do much. But a few folk who know, a few folk I find to be trustworthy. And I think, given your recent experiences within the last few months, makes you trustworthy enough. Are you willing to help me keep folk safe?
Sure.
It is my duty.
Are you willing to do what it takes to keep folks safe? Even if it means maybe winding up like me or worse. Because it ain't all free drinks and no sleep existing like this, let me tell you.
Gotta pay for your drinks, yeah. Duh.
Yes, but that's not quite what I meant.
Yeah, I think Macario just kind of quietly nods, still kind of in awe at this man who has so infamously killed so many of his countrymen.
Just soldiers, never civilians.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Maybe like you get a good look at his gun. It's holstered to the side, and you kind of like, oh shit, that's like the gun. I recognize the black steel. You know, people describe the black steel and the rosewood handle.
Yeah, the few survivors of whatever situations came and put them in. So he just gives a quiet nod and tries to stay out of the way for now.
Rachel's gonna, drunkenly, try to pin the badge back to her vest and then just, slip it into her pocket.
Stick herself.
And just say, still got deputy for now, Ross, but don't think this makes everything fine between us.
I mean, I don't know why you're upset. I'm the one who's dead.
Except because you lied.
Lied exactly how?
He
may have
evaded the truth.
You neglected to include a certain detail about my mortality status.
All this time, Ross, I've been worrying about you, your health. This whole time you've been someone else.
Sometimes it's hard to come out of the undead closet.
Come out
Come out of the coffin. Again, maybe this ain't the best time to discuss this deputy while you've gotten yourself drunk, but it ain't exactly easy to tell folk, hey, I'm your new boss. By the way, I'm a walking corpse. Hope that don't make things awkward.
Because look how it made this awkward.
I'm in a jail cell.
Exactly. That's what I told the last group of people I associated with. It's a little awkward. Hey, guess what? I came back from the dead. I am a walking corpse.
You know what else is awkward?
What?
Walking into your office and finding your boss dead.
Sometimes we got to recharge the undead batteries, if you will. Ain't got too much choice about it. Spent all night over at the Willows, which thankfully no mob came to attack the Hamleys over there. But I would take it as a kindness if you go investigate into what's going on with the ranchers and the farmers and their hired help. figure out why folk are going missing, why hired folk are going missing for some reason, and get to the bottom of that before we get ourselves a riot.
I'll investigate, because it's my job.
That's right. It is your job.
Don't talk to me about my job. I know my job.
I'm still your boss. I'm still the the sheriff.
We'll see about that.
Unless you want to be the sheriff, I'll be the deputy. You'll switch. You want to switch? Because it really is a lot of paperwork. That was not an act. Oh my god, so much paperwork.
Rachel's like still like so pissed at Ross that she's not even gonna like rise to the usual banter about paperwork. She's just gonna.
And he's got that 1,000-yard stare when he's thinking about the paperwork. He's died. He's come back. He's been in who knows how many fights, but he's got PTSD from doing paperwork.
He and Gunther send telegraphs to each other all the time about paperwork.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Totally.
This is not what I signed up for back in the day.
Gunther's probably been promoted to captain or something at this point, and it's just like, fuck, I'm at a goddamn desk job now.
If you full-fledged just want to set the entire building on fire and walk away from it all.
Yes, the Hadley farm. I will wait outside. Come find me, everyone, when you are done. And he kind of leaves awkwardly.
Okay.
Yeah, Haru's sleeping it off.
Well, deputy, want to help get your friend back to his hotel?
Sure.
All right. Come on. He gets an arm under Haru. Come on, get up.
No.
Alright, guess we're gonna drag him. Deputy, get the door, and he just lifts Haru up in his arms.
Yeah,
You guys have the arms like this, right? But he's still trying to reach for a weapon because he's really confused and disoriented.
Stop your squirming, goddammit.
Okay, that hurt too much move anyway.
That's right. Alright. Door, deputy, get the door. He ain't as light as he looks.
She's just gonna take her sweet time about it. Then, looking at her, realizing it's her friend who's suffering, she's gonna open the door.
So, I want to take my time because of the sheriff, but Haru is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Alright, you get Haru back to his room, and Sheriff, quote-unquote, Ross, goes back to the sheriff's office.
Rachel's probably gonna go home.
Okay. Macario?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think what would be appropriate at this point. I'm out.
Okay, we're kind of wrapping up point. So, where's your character going to be at when we pick up next time?
I guess.
Okay, so you head home. That's fine.
Sure.
I'm heading home.
You're heading home.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll call it there. Nice role playing session for certain.
Yeah.
Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to episode 8 of Valley of Famine, and we hope you'll join us again next time for episode 9.
Ooh, that'd be a great title for this one. Revelations.
Revelations. I like it. I'm gonna write it down so I remember it.
Nice.
That's a good name. Revelations. Episode 8 Revelations. Where the fuck am I going to write it right here? Sweet. Like it. All right. Once again, thank you, listeners, and I hope you all have an excellent whatever time of day it is you listen to this episode.